me put on a little something under my eye. All right, I'm going to give you all a few moments to come in, and then we're going to get started on today's video, where I'm just going to be imparting a little bit of the words of wisdom that I have inside of me from some things that I've been reflecting on that I wanted to share with you all in the public. So when you all come in, we'll jump into the topic. I know it's not a popular topic and it's a self-help topic, but I am banking on, hey Joanna, how are you? How are you feeling? I'm feeling better psychologically. Physically, I'm still moving so slow. Like, I feel like I have the energy, then I'll start moving, and I'm moving a lot slower than my mind feels I should be. So, welcome in, everyone. Welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about some life lessons that I encountered recently, and I wanted to share them with you because it's kind of been weighing on my heart for a few days. And I had a conversation with a knockout yesterday, and I had a conversation with a knockout. There's an echo? Okay, let's fix that. Thank you for letting me know. All right, the echo should be gone now. Thank you. Thank you. My bad. My bad. It's like during the days I have to continuously change my audio settings, and then I forget that I have to also have my broadcast settings. All right, so when you come on in, say hello, because we're going to be here today for about 30 or 40 minutes, just kind of talking. I'm going to give my lessons. We're going to shoot the breeze, and then we're going to go from there. Oh, okay, Tonya, I see you. Get jiggy with it. Speaking of which, have you all seen Will Smith on his tour talking about I like pretty girls? And everyone is clowning him. They say people not feeling his song, that he's having a midlife crisis. I think the hook is catchy, and I'm not gonna age shame the man or marriage shame the man. He say he like pretty girls, okay. But I do hear him kind of saying some stuff that other people have said in other songs. Like he's like, let me change your life. And that's kind of like 50 Cent, who was like, have a baby by me, be a millionaire. So I don't know about all of that. I don't know about what's going on with Will Smith. And it ain't none of my doggone business. The man is making music. His son is wearing skirts. I don't know what's going on with his daughter. I haven't really kept up with her since she was whipping her hair back and forth. And then Jada and August Alsina. And Will is the laughing stock of the internet. I don't know what's going on. But, I just have to mind my business. Oh, my app developer, the designer quit on me. And that has been a huge blow, but I'm trying not to internalize it too much. I'm trying to just continue to move forward. All right, so here we are. We're going to jump into the video. I just wanted to kind of catch up with you all. How are you all doing? Let me see if I could try to douse out some of the shine under my eyes. Okay, I'm fine with this look. If you all are fine with it. So we can go from there. All right. Peace to you too, Yolanda. All right. So let's go ahead and get live on every platform because, I haven't seen what's going on with Nelly and Ashanti. But I feel like I'd have to watch some stuff that I don't want to watch. But maybe I do need to watch it. Where are people looking at this at? What platform is it on? Is it on the Zeus network? Because I don't have that. Which network are they on before we go live on everything? The thing is, I know I'm not going to want to talk about some foolishness, but that's what gets the people in the door to watch, reacting to stupid foolishness like that. But let me know where people are watching it at. Let me Google it real quick and see if I can find it. Cause goodness gracious knows. Let me look up Nelly and Ashanti. Who was it that you was tearing up about her singing in that time? Oh, it's on. Okay, I don't have that, and I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have that, so I don't know how that's gonna happen now. Wait, what? You let us two puppies trashy behaviors and now you won't comment? I feel like I'm running with Forrest Gump and he just stopped and left us to wonder. What are you talking about? Trashy and puppies and Forrest Gump? You need to take a chill pill. Okay, Love Island I do have access to. But I feel okay. The thing is, I don't know. I've been kind of iffy with my reactions lately because I'm still healing and all that other stuff. But I did get a chance to watch the last Showgirl, and I thought that there was some lessons there. But I know I need to watch the current events. All right, we may be able to do Love Island. Heads up, he says she's responsible for diaper changes and majority of the work until the baby walks and talks. Oh my goodness. So Nelly turned out to be everything that people thought he was. You know, somebody was playing a clip of Nelly, and I think why he supports Trump or didn't support Biden or Kamala, something like that. And I wasn't looking at my phone, and I was like, who's this ignoramus speaking? The person sounded so ignorant. I was like, have I never heard Nelly talk before? Because the person sound real jacked up. I was like, you know how sometimes you just want to snatch your phone and you just have to press the off button because what you're hearing is just so damn ridiculous. Oh my goodness. So listen, we have to prioritize. We have to prioritize. If there's Love Island, Ashanti, which I don't have access to, and something else, we got to prioritize. Which one is top? Which one is number one? You have to let me know which is at the top of the list and which is second because, I'm just one person. I enlightened you all to Puff Daddy's behavior and walked away from it. The only thing I've ever said about him was the personal experience I had with him. Oh no, I did show the Cassie video. I don't know where you've been, but I've been having some medical challenges and I just had a major surgery on the 19th of June and I'm still healing. So I can't be worried about these viral stories when it comes to my health. I need to stay alive. So Nelly is a somebody said Nelly is a light skinned big lip boosie. Okay, so you all would prefer Nelly and Ashanti. Okay, so let me ask you all, how are the other people reacting to this? Are they reacting to clips? Are the clips getting taken down? How is it going? Are they doing watch parties? How is it happening? How many episodes are there? And how long are the episodes? Light skin, big lip, boosie. I cannot. Okay, so you all would prefer to talk about Nelly and Ashanti over Love Island, is what I'm seeing. I gotta see if I can find somebody who has Peacock who could let me in on their account because we got too many subscriptions. We got too many subscriptions now, and these people are taking advantage. Listen, let me go ahead and get live on all of these platforms so that we could talk about our topic. All right. Right. All right. Let's see. All right. Uh-oh. Get out of here. Why is my Facebook not turning on? Ugh. This is ridiculous. Mm-mm. All right. We are live on LinkedIn. We're live on Twitch. And Facebook is not letting me go live for some reason. And I don't know why. Oh, let me try to fix this real quick. It's not letting me go live on Facebook. Oh, it's telling me I need to reconnect. Continue. Let me see if I can reconnect this real quick. Ugh. All of these different. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Before their show started, Nelly went live, and you can tell Ashanti became annoyed. She was trying to breastfeed. You know, I've seen so much recently in terms of what, what people are living with, what they're sacrificing for these relationships, and what can you say? What can you say? Let me refresh this and see. Uh-oh. All right. We are live on Facebook. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Tonya TKO, from the Tonya TKO Show. On this channel, we typically respond to viral stories, and we look for the lessons for ourselves, the teachable moments, the self-love lessons that we can apply to our own lives. And for those of you who don't know, I've been going through some health challenges recently, and I've gotten a lot of lessons for myself from these health challenges. And not just going through the challenge and realizing that we all have something. Like, there are so many people who, so for me, I remember I got into an elevator one day. And so this summer, I've had a series of surgeries. After one of my surgeries, I was left with a Foley catheter stuck inside of me. And it was one of the most uncomfortable, one of the most painful things that I've experienced, because there's so many nerve endings. There are 10 times as many nerve endings in the female parts as there are in male parts. And so pressed up in that area, in my urethra, with the cord hitting up against my clitoris, it was just really, really painful. And I had to go to the clinic hours for them to take it out. So I had to leave it in for a certain amount of days after the surgery, because I've been having some kidney stuff going on. And so with my bladder, they didn't want me using the bathroom the regular way. And so I had to use like this Foley catheter. And when I walked into the elevator holding this Foley catheter with my nephrostomy tube in the back, I was standing in this elevator, and like when I came through with that Foley bag, like you could see like the yellow urine in it, and people kind of like backed away. They like gave me my space, right? And it dawned on me, it's like when I stepped into that elevator with a visible, you know, malady, there were people who could see that the issue that I was having was an external physical one. However, we walk around each and every day with issues that people can't see, issues that are internal. There are people going to class right now with scoliosis, heart conditions, liver issues, viral issues, fungal issues, incurable things, and cancers, and all types of things. And the year that I spent unwell, I got a chance to really see that there's so many of us going in and out of the hospital, dealing with all different types of things. For me, when I stepped into that elevator, the issue that I was dealing with was visible and physical. However, there were people standing in that elevator going to their destinations, and there were things that were going on with them physical that were not visible, things that are going on with people psychological that are psychological and not visible. And so we are all traversing through this life with a lot of things going on with us, with our children, our parents, our loved ones, inside our bodies, inside our minds, inside of our blood, our endocrine system. If there's one thing that this life will teach you, this life will teach you that some things are possible. I saw a commercial the other day of a woman who said she had some sort of dis-ease that was taking away her vision and her hearing. So she's slowly like losing her vision, she's losing her hearing, and she's having to learn how to read Braille, how to, do sign language. But then she's going to be kind of like Helen Keller. And I don't know how she's going to get through. But one of the things that I've learned from my year of not being well is that we all have something. So if you're going through something out there, just know that you are not alone. That there are systems and just there are buildings and systems and professions and a lot of people who are put in place to assist and work through us with the fragility of this human condition, right? So I wanted to talk with you all about the courage to live. And I'm not even really just talking about being alive. Recently, something happened to me. And when you're not well, you get a chance to really see what people think about you. You get a chance to see how people regard you when you're weak. For me, I have always wanted to be powerful. I've always wanted to be strong. I've taken pride in that. And I know that there were blessings in the lessons that came along from my year of unwellness, right? And what it all culminated to, what it all came to a head with, is me being okay with being fallible, with being weak, even, with being vulnerable, physically vulnerable, and seeing what was reflected back to me when I was not strong, when I didn't have energy, when I wasn't able to care for myself, and seeing what had been created and brewing in my life that I didn't realize until I was weak and unable to take care of or defend myself, right? I realized that somebody that, you know what, I'm going to just pass by that and just get into the heart of the lesson that I wanted to talk about. I had a conversation with a family member recently about something emergent that was brought to my attention and that needs to be addressed. And the way the person responded to me gave me pause because this was a few days after my surgery. I was having trouble talking and breathing at the same time because after anesthesia and I was intubated. Like I had a major surgery about 2 weeks ago this Thursday, right? So tomorrow will make 2 weeks, right? And this person began to get really kind of loud with me, right? And when I was telling this person, I was like, please, just let me just get this out here. What I'm saying, right? I realized that This person is a coward. That's what I realized. I realized this person is a coward. And I realized that to live the type of life that you want to live takes courage. It takes you saying, I want this in my life, or I don't want this in my life, and you making the steps necessary to change that. Living takes courage, because if you don't like steer that leaf floating on the water, then you just go wherever the water takes you. And where will that be? You'll be operating at the water's will. And if the water doesn't have intention for you, then where are you going and what are you really doing? Right? So I wanted to get that out. And while I've been healing, I watched the last Showgirl. Put up a one if you saw the last Showgirl. It's a movie with Pamela Anderson in it. And you know, Pamela Anderson, she has been kind of hit hard by age. I mean, you know, these men run around talking about how white women are the standard of beauty, but it don't be holding up after a certain amount of time. It crumbles all apart. And Pamela Anderson, and people, you know, they're like, oh, you're so beautiful and all this other stuff. I mean, yeah, it just takes a lot of courage for her to come out and, you know, look, be in all of her non-melanated glory and be up there on these screens like that. But I guess nobody here saw it. Nobody has put up a one yet. However, I'm just going to say that age has hit her hard. It hit her hard because she started out as this, you know, this bombshell. I remember her from what do you call this, Baywatch, when she, you know, was this buxom blonde beauty and all this other stuff. And now she's sullen and sunken and all this other stuff. However, she was the perfect person to play this character. So let me tell you a little bit about this movie. And, you know, I'm not trying to age shame. I'm really not. I really don't know what I'm trying to be honest. I don't want to blow smoke up people's behind. You know what I mean? Look, in every person's, and I don't want to talk bad about people, Yolanda. You know, look, in every person's life, they have to. Oh, Chanel saw it, or what's her name? No, Chanello. In every person's life, they have to know what their lane is at that point in their life and kind of shift gears into the new lane if the new lane is calling you or what. Vanessa, don't be like that. Don't be like that. I mean, she looks how she looks. Life has, like, age really kind of hit her hard, but she played the perfect person in that role, right? She played the perfect person in that role. And so let me tell you a little bit about it. I would have loved to have done a review of this movie. If there's somebody who would like to help me do a review of that movie by taking some screenshots, I would gladly take your help, right? So picture this. There's this cabaret kind of show in Las Vegas that has been around for like 30 years, right? And there's this woman played by the character of Pamela Anderson who kind of gave up everything for this role. She loved doing it. She gave up everything for this role. And when the role was no longer there, spoiler alert, right? Spoiler alert, when the role was no longer there, she had to try to pivot. And so she would do all of these, you know, she would be practicing her dancing, you know, she really loved being a cabaret girl, a showgirl, right? And when it was time for her to pivot, she went to an audition. And this is the part that I want to talk to you about in terms of lessons, right? When she went to this audition. She was doing her dances that she had been practicing and all of that stuff. She was doing her dancing, right? And the person who was auditioning was like, it's a no for me. And she was like, why? Why? What was, And what he said really rocked me to my core. Because she kept pressing him for the answer for why he was passing on her. And he said to her, you know, it's not like you took the time out to learn, like professional dancing, to hone your skill and your craft. It's like you're up here just doing some made up moves, and it just it wasn't giving, right? And I realized where her mistake came in. She was so in love with the job that she was doing. She was so enamored with where she was that she didn't feel any pain for where she wasn't. She didn't feel that ache for things could be better. So she never went out and got additional training. She never went out and honed her craft. She never went out and looked at the reality of what her true skill was. She never felt the pain. Maybe because smoke was being blown up her behind for all those years. I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, from all the pain that I have felt. So you all know that I'm currently in grad school right now. And I'm in the master's level for psychology. And I ended up in grad school because there was an ache inside of me. Part of the reason that I have so many books around is because there was an ache for that information. There's an ache for that knowledge. And I need to be reading more than I've been. Instead of watching these shows, I need to be reading some of these big books that I couldn't read during the semester, right? So Summer is saying she's no longer wearing makeup and I love it. Okay, I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do. Hey, listen, she's trailblazing, and somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do it. We live in these various patriarchies that are brutal to women, especially women as they age. And so somebody had to and especially, look, she's the perfect person to do it because she started out as such a bombshell. You know? T says, I just saw a picture of her and I'm at loss for words. You all are distracting from the message. Let me get back to the message of the video. I ended up in grad school because there was a pain that I felt, an ache for the knowledge that I'm gaining in grad school. And I realized, that pain is a good thing. That if you feel an ache inside of you, that ache is information. Whether that ache is because you're in a relationship that you want to get out of, or that ache is you calling up a person you were in a relationship with and apologizing and seeing if you can make amends, whether that ache is for you to have children, or the ache to not to have children and get out on that road and travel, whether that ache is to see the world, whether that ache is to educate yourself, whether that ache is to get some training, whether that ache is to try something new, whether that ache is about your sexuality, which you've been hiding, whether that ache is a physical one for some medical stuff that you haven't been paying attention to, whatever that ache is, it is giving you important information that you can grab onto to make your life better. That ache is a gift. That pain is a gift. Right now I'm watching this show, The Bear, right? And I didn't want to watch the show because I was a Shameless fan, and the person who played Lip is the main character in The Bear. And this is a very hard show to watch because there's a lot of chaos and a lot of screaming and dysfunction. And it's a very difficult show to watch. And I've gotten up to a part of the show where, this restaurant has gotten a negative review. And the negative review kind of knocked the wind out of a lot of the people in the restaurant. However, and when I decided to make this video, I decided to get up and make this video because there was somebody in the restaurant who was like, you know what? I'm going to use this as information for ways that I can get better. And I'm making this video now because I'm hoping that you out there who have an ache, who's experiencing some pain right now, I'm going to say this. This is a little off topic, but on topic. I found out that I had an issue with my kidney from a blood test because I did not feel any pain on the inside. As a matter of fact, when the doctors got in there and when they were seeing the scans, they were like, "You're not in pain." And I'm like, "No." But I'm also one of those type of people that when I had my abdominal surgery, I didn't need painkillers. After the first or second day, I didn't need painkillers because I don't know. I don't know. And if I had felt pain, it would have alerted me that there was something going on. But it's a good thing that I get regular blood tests and annual physicals and all of that other stuff because that saved me and it saved whatever function I have left in my kidney. So pain is information. Physical pain lets you know when you're touching something that could be dangerous for you, when you're touching something that could be harmful to your skin, your cells, your epidermis, or your life, right? And so I'll say this to you. If you are feeling some emotional pain right now, some psychological pain, pay attention to it. It is your gift. Follow that to its source. Really get to know yourself and know what it is that you want. Because if you do not feel that pain of wanting to get to a different place in your life, you will stay stuck. Because times change. People are like, oh, if you do nothing, nothing changes. No, every day that sun comes up and rotates around, every day that comes up, you've given and invested a day of your life in exchange for what happened in that day. So whether you do anything or not, that sun is still coming up and going all around over and over and over until one day you've aged out of whatever it is that you're doing now, wherever it is that you are. If you have children, your children grow up and you're left there scrambling because you didn't follow that pain. Is anybody hearing me? I need you to put up the number 2 or peace sign if you hear me. Oh my goodness, Cinnamon? Where have you been? Long time, my girl, long time. Wow, that's a name from the past right there. So if you are hearing what it is that I'm saying, put up the number 2. I know sometimes it can be easy to ignore. I spent I spent so much time during the pandemic ignoring certain things. Okay, let's see. All right. So, is that Hakima? Hakima feels what I'm saying. Vanessa, Nina, Popular, Anthrodite, L, Anel. So I see. Okay. Okay. So you all see me. Okay. Okay. You hear me. Okay. All right. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. So I want to know, so you put up the 2 to let me know that you've heard me. Are you going to follow the pain that you feel on the inside to its source to make a change? If you are ready to commit to making a change, to following that, and finally making that phone call, picking up that application, buying that ticket, getting that flight, leaving that relationship, making that apology, booking that doctor's visit, if you are ready to make that change, put up a number 3. I'd love to see if anything I've said has helped you make the decision that you need. If you're still kind of on the fence, put up a 4. Put up a 3 if you're ready to make that change. Put up a 4 if you're kind of on the fence. Put up a 5 if you're not gonna do it. Put up a 5 if you know you're not. If you know you're not. If you know you're not. Oh, I have somebody who is trying to troll me. All right. Oh, look at this. We have, okay. Hakima is ready to make that change. Yolanda is ready to make that change. Vanessa is ready to make that change. Elle is ready to make that change. Nerline? Oh my goodness. XO? Okay. So Shy is not quite ready. Vic is ready. Ella is ready. Lexi is ready. Anthro is ready. Island Girl is not ready. Chanel is saying too many obligations. Summer says 3 and 4. Which one is it? Is it 3 or is it 4? I don't have any 5s that have come through. Sometimes it's hard to face the change. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Exclusive is saying, I don't require a change. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, I saved for a laptop, got it, and signed up for school. I'm pivoting careers and my life because I've lost everything. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. You know, it's like sometimes life gives us nudges, and then sometimes life will push you down, and you got to get up and dust yourself off. Get up and dust yourself off. Exclusively is saying, I don't require a change. Listen, whether you change or not, things will still change. So, however, however, however. All right, so Reba is ready. Georgiana is ready. Okay. Okay. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. All right. So, on that note, I'm going to get out of here. We need to do more videos. I'm going to check and see if I know anybody who has Peacock, and I'm going to try to watch this Ashanti thing. And I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Okay, both I'm ready, but I'm on the fence. Okay, okay. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I feel you. I feel you. You know what? I am going to say, guess what? I got accepted into the 10-day meditation course. And I am going to be there for my birthday this year. And I'm going to be at a silent meditation for 10 days. There's no talking, no even looking people in the eyes, no journaling, none of that. Just headspace. That's it. That's it. And I'm ready for whatever that may bring. Oh, wow. So, Summer says, I'm ready to retire, but I'm afraid to retire. Is that slave mentality? There could be some insecurities there, like, the fear of not having money come in or the fear of whatever. But I say go for it. If you are ready to retire and you got your money aside, you sound like the type of person who has savings and you got your stuff, your ducks in a row. Why not talk to a financial planner? And if you don't have your ducks in a row, get your ducks in a row, make a plan, and then retire. And then go buy your land in Ghana, go find yourself a Ghanaian prince, or however you want to do it. However you want to do it. I have missed you all too. However, that time was needed for me to heal. And I have one more procedure to get my stent taken out. And then that is it. And then I'm on the road. I'm on the road to recovery. And so I love you all very much too. I'm very excited. Listen, do something that scares you. Do something that scares you. Do something outside of your comfort zone. Yeah, and I'm definitely going outside of my comfort zone. And I am also, so I'm thinking this show, The Bear, has me thinking about going to culinary school. I am also in the process of working on buying a piece of land buying a house with some land. I'm in the process of getting into a first time home buyers program. I want to buy an investment property and create communal living where we have like a gym in the basement and we kind of know one another and we have a community garden and in on the property. And so that's what I'm working on right now. I am stepping outside my comfort zone. The beautiful thoughts that will come to you on that retreat without distractions. Listen, when I got my hair braided the last time, I was just sitting there in the woman's shop, and I was so in my head just thinking about so many things that I almost began to weep. Just thinking of the journey that I've been on over the past year and how things have changed and all of this other stuff, right? I began to weep, and that was just from like an hour in silence. Imagine 10 days. I've heard other people, so like I went to a Reddit, for like these 10-day retreats, I went to a Reddit, and somebody in the Reddit said they left early, that they just couldn't take it, and all of this other stuff. Yeah, but you know what? I don't think I'll be able to get a homestead just yet, but when I'm out of grad school, the sky is the limit. But I am thinking about culinary school. I'm thinking about culinary school. I'm thinking about making a cookbook. I'm thinking about so many different things. Oh, Summer is saying you have been a whole blessing to the world. You will be successful in all your endeavors. And you know what? I appreciate that. And even if I'm not, then there's information in the pain of not succeeding at something. Like right now, I'm in psychological pain because you all know that I've been working on developing this app for the past 7 months. And then the designer just dropped my project. We weren't finishing it in enough time, and they wanted to increase the budget, and I'm like, we had already increased the budget to twice what I thought it was going to be, and then they wanted to increase it again, and I was like, and then they dropped me. So now I have to find a new app designer, and I'm back at like square one. So I'm feeling psychological pain because I really thought it would have been done by now, but you know I will definitely tell you all how the silent retreat goes. But you know what? My dream is to have a homestead one day. My dream would be to have a communal property with some chickens for eggs and have let me tell you, this year I am growing, I'm growing snow peas. I'm growing romaine lettuce, and I went out there and I cut off some leaves. And I had myself like a salmon burger, a piece of a salmon burger today, because while I'm healing, I really need a lot of protein. And I cut off my leaves and I ate them, and they are so delicious. So I'm growing collard greens, but these worms, These caterpillars have torn up my collard greens. Um, so I'm trying to grow collard greens, kale mix. Those are not really growing. I'm trying to grow broccolini. It's not really growing either. I have a bunch of peppers that are growing, though the plants are starting to get some height to them. Not really. Some of them are. Some of them are still kind of small. I don't know if they're going to make it for the summer or whatnot. I'm also trying to grow lemongrass, but I don't know what's going to happen with that. I grew a bunch of garlic. I need to take pictures of my haul. I am growing sunflowers and a boatload of tomatoes. I'm gonna have so much tomatoes that I'm gonna have to can them because I have over 20 plants, over 20 tomato plants all over the place. And I'm also growing cucumbers. And I told you about the snow peas. So I'm eating snow peas and lettuce daily. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, you all. I'm so blessed. This past year of not being well has opened up my eyes to so much. It's also helped me shift from relationships that I thought were good, and I've just been taught that it's not good. And for my own sanity, health, and sanctity of my life, I'm going to just be ferociously self focused and concerned, putting myself first and not worrying about anyone else. And you know what? Look, these mosquitoes be tearing me up out there in the garden, but I got some citronella patches and hopefully that'll help because these weeds are taking over my garden. They're trying to kill my cherry trees. It's crazy. So yes, hibiscus tea is good for blood pressure and it's absolutely the best. You know what? When I had my nephrostomy tube in, my blood pressure was so low, like 104 over 60. And I was just really concerned about that. After I got my nephrostomy tube out, it seems like my blood pressure has raised up just a little. So I'm happy about that. But nonetheless, I'm not growing anything else for the season. The next time I grow something, I will have my own land. And so wish me luck with that. I've never bought a house before, but it's time. It's time. Please say kind things about yourself. Antoinette, is it? And my eyes is not seeing all the letters. When I came out of my surgery, they given me some drugs that make your vision blurry, and my eyesight is not back to what it was pre-surgery, not quite yet. So, listen, on that note, I just wanted to drop those words of wisdom to you all. I am going to see you all. Bill Gates mosquitoes, the H. These mosquitoes are aggressive. I put the patch down on my leg and they flew near the patch. And I was like, what are you all doing? So I need to get my Farmer Ton outfit back and just get out there. And I need to take care of those weeds. And I also need to put the trellises up for my tomatoes because the plants are growing really big. I'm doing beefsteak. I'm doing purple Cherokee, black crim, large red cherry, and plum. So I'm growing a variety of different tomatoes. And so I'm going to make some tomato paste. I'm going to do a lot of stuff. I'm going to get some jars for canning. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming out and being a part of this broadcast. We're going to be back up and running soon, soon. If you're on the text notification squad, I'll see you all behind the scenes. All right? All right. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. It was great to be out with you all. I'll be back dancing again soon enough. Soon enough. So I have missed you all. I will see you all in the next video. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is paying attention to that feeling of pain on the inside. Why am I not in focus? Paying attention to that feeling of pain on the inside, following it to its source, paying attention and making those changes. All right? I'll see you all in the next video. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Peace.